Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. We're just at about 7:18 a.m. I am Julian Skeet, and as we're heading into this segment on the Monday morning, we get started chatting with a TTPS, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We have on set with us Acting Inspector Sherla Prince. Good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, sir, and thanks for having me on Tobago Updates. Good morning to our viewers.
All right. So as we get the conversation started this morning, certainly our viewers and listeners, given the circumstances in our country, Trinidad and Tobago, with the issues of crime and so on, and more specifically Tobago, we want to get a sense of updates. What's been happening within the last week with the TTPS continuing to fight this battle on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago?
Okay, so updating you all on Tobago. Last week, due to the errant drivers and the carnage on the road, there was an exercise, a joint exercise between the TTPS, the licensing office, and that exercise, 125 fixed penalty tickets was issued. If we go a little further into the anti-crime exercises, you would see that there was a seizure of over 5.9 kilos of marijuana. 2 persons are before the court this morning. And that marijuana estimated street value is approximately $472,000. As recent as early in the year, there was a wounding at Corner Wilson Road and Milford Road. That person, that alleged offender, has now been arrested. So that investigation is ongoing. So the TTPS is working to solve these outstanding crimes within the division, but we are urging, personally, if you see something, say something, help us.
So we've seen an arrest happen as well in relation to, which would have been one of the recent challenges that we would have had here in Tobago.
Yes, sir.
All right, excellent. Now, could you give that continued reassurance? Because for many, we're going into the carnival season and you just want to know without a shadow of a doubt that there's going to be the full force of the TTPS. Should there be any sort of concerns or things attempting to rear its head in terms of within challenges?
And this is where the TTPS stands. We continue to conduct our exercises, our anti-crime exercises, whether it be traffic warrant exercises. We just want to reassure everyone that we are working to ensure that everyone is safe and that the upcoming carnival, we have no issues.
All right. We want to chat a little bit as well on the use of particularly TTPS on pepper spray. One of the things that we have heard spoken about for some time, and we always make the comparative in terms of out there, it's being utilized and so on. Tell us what's the position of the TTPS when it comes to the use of pepper spray?
Well, the TTPS has started getting applications for the pepper spray, and it's slow, but approximately 100 applications that we have so far. And it's a work in progress.
So for those who are not aware, I want you to remind, particularly the law that now gives us, that kind of permission to have that, so to speak, as one of your probably weapons or items to use in the event that you get into an emergency situation.
All right, so the Act of 7 of 2021 speaks on pepper spray. And anyone can apply for pepper spray. Police officers, special reserve officers, a custom officer, acting in capacity while patrolling, municipal police, it goes on. And to access that application, you can go on our TTPS website and upload the application. But however, I just want to advise everyone, before you do that, come to the station and do your certificate of character, because that takes like 7 days before you get it. So when you go online, when you get it, you can go online, upload it, and upload the receipt of which it costs like $100 for that application.
So the process is that you require a certificate of character.
You require a certificate of character.
Any additional items required before you go online to submit the application for the pepper spray license?
No, that's your certificate of character is needed. So you come to the station and you have one done.
All right. Tell us, what's the hope that's anticipated in terms of the use of these going out there? Because, if it might be a bit extreme, but once upon a time, I suppose when it was newer, we had the introduction of license for guns, and then now you're hearing talks about too much being issued and the challenge outside there. How do you plan to probably give consideration to that potential balance so that it doesn't end up in the wrong hands?
All right, so firstly, those persons with a criminal record would not be able to apply for pepper spray. So your record must be clean. Hence the reason why we ask for a certificate of character. So that will tell us if you have any pending matters or any matters that you had before previously. All right. So it's not that anyone could just pick up and apply for a pepper spray.
All right. Tell us as well, there have been talks in relation to how this will apply to schools and possible discussions with the Ministry of Education. Can you update us on any progress in that regard?
Well, I know the act caters for a child obtaining a pepper spray over the age of 16, but they have to have permission from your parents before they do that.
So that will call for kind of like a greater level of guidance and support with the youth?
Yes.
All right. What are there any penalties associated should persons use for the wrong reasons?
No, but it's something that you must you be careful with it, because it's a mucous membrane forming. If you spray it in someone's eyes, it is going to burn, you're going to cough, it's going to disturb your throat. So we ask people that to read up about it before actually using it. It's deemed a prohibited weapon as well. So right, so if somebody who does not have a permit for it, they could be charged.
All right. So what about somebody who has a permit for it but using it wrongfully?
When you say using it wrongfully.
So in the instance, you've got a permit, and we've had circumstances in this country. For example, you have a permit for a gun, but there's only a question as to when I can apply force, even if you come onto my property. What is ideal in this circumstance for the use of pepper spray?
Well, in that scenario, if a person misuses his pepper spray and it's brought to the attention of the police, we are going to operate. We are going to, talk to the individual. All right. Chances are maybe it may be revoked. That's based on the circumstances.
All right. And what would be your general advice and guidance to persons at this time? I notice you say the uptake is low at this point, but certainly I naturally know this is one of the mediums by which you all are using to highlight and to put the information out there. What would you want to see, particularly going into this season, women, those who may be potentially at risk, as well as some of our men, as your advice?
Okay, so my advice to everyone who wishes to obtain a pepper spray, you can go ahead and apply for it. You can go online and upload the information that you need, but first come to the station and have your certificate of character taken out and go ahead, because it's a safety equipment, and we want everybody to feel safe in our space.
All right. Just remind us again very quickly your one-door policy and contact information, so persons needing to reach out to the TTPS.
So we can always be reached at our website if you want to contact me, or you can contact me at 639-2512 or 612-2780 extension 14005. And as I said, you can go online and reach us.
All right, excellent. Any additional information you'd want to share with us this morning, Acting Inspector?
For the viewers, all I would like to say is that TTPS is working very hard to ensuring the safety of all. And we just ask that you work with us to help get the perpetrators. Also, again, if you see something, say something.
That a gentle reminder to us all. I feel like we're engaging with you for the first time here on set, but you appear to continue to be that model of what we look for in terms of that softer touch. We don't only need the hard and harsh approach to policing. Can you and that's one of the things I always put when there's the superintendent on and others, that we will continue to see the work happening collectively with officers, so there's just not that extreme approach, because we have the unfortunate circumstances of one bad apple gives a bad impression collectively. We want to say commendations to you again, Acting Inspector, for joining us here on set this morning. And viewers are certainly continuing to bring those updates from the TTPS, and interesting focus as well as it relates to the pepper spray. Certainly there's a process to undergo in terms of having access, applying for the permits and so on, and you're being encouraged to comply with the process accordingly for those who may wish to access it. But important to remember to be responsible with the use of it, so that you don't put yourselves into trouble under the circumstances. And just like a weapon, you got to ensure that it is protected in such a way, because if others in the household get access to it and use it, that could put you in a bit of a situation, because you now need to take responsibility. So once again, we say thank you very much for joining us here on set. Viewers, we want to thank those of you for continuing to tune in to the Tobago Updates morning show. Coming up in the next segment, we will be chatting about the World Council of Credit Unions visit to Trinidad and Tobago, hosted by the Cooperative Credit Union League of Trinidad and Tobago. So we look forward to those upcoming discussions. And at this point, we want to remind you, viewers, that this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.